More Twitter files are dropping, and I don't know how any person with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense is not infuriated by what we are witnessing. This is so insanely disgusting, it's hard to comprehend. I'll never forget when they banned Donald Trump and how I couldn't believe that we were witnessing this happen before our very eyes and people were actually okay with it in some capacity. I could not believe it. But thankfully, all of these years later, because of Elon Musk, we are now getting the facts. The facts that Donald Trump did absolutely nothing wrong, and it was 100% collusion as to how they banned this man. And we have the facts. We have the proof right now. Barry Weiss has dropped another documentation of Twitter files. Right here it says, on the morning of January 8th, President Donald Trump, with one remaining strike before being at risk of permanent suspension from Twitter, tweets twice. And these would be his final two tweets. These were his final two tweets. 75 million great American patriots who voted for me, America First, and Make America Great Again will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly in any way, shape, or form. That was at 6:46 a.m. The next tweet, to all those who have asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th. Those are his final two tweets right there. Those are his final two tweets. For years, Twitter had resisted calls, both internal and external, to ban Trump on the grounds of blocking a world leader from the platform, and removing their controversial tweets would hide important information that people would be able to see and debate. There were dissenters inside Twitter. This person says, maybe it's because I'm from China. I deeply understand how censorship can destroy the public conversation. And then you have a bunch of these clowns talking about how we totally understand. No, you don't. But Barry Weiss says, but voices like that, one of you are a distinct minority within the company. Across Slack channels, many Twitter employees were upset that Trump hadn't been banned earlier because they're pathetic children that have never worked for anything in their lives. After January 6th, Twitter employees organized to demand their employer ban Trump. There is a lot of employee advocacy happening, said one Twitter employee. And this is how you get to this point when you have activists that you've hired to do a job. This is what happens right here. They have this mob mentality, and they're going to try to get whatever they want because, again, they are lazy, pathetic losers that have never actually worked for anything in their lives. They've been handed everything, and they're expected that everything that they cry about, they're supposed to get. We have to do the right thing and ban this account, said one staffer. It's pretty obvious he's going to try and thread the needle of incitement without violating the rules, said another. In the early afternoon of January 8th, the Washington Post published an open letter signed by 300 Twitter employees to CEO Jack Dorsey demanding Trump's ban. Demanding it. But the Twitter staff assigned to evaluate tweets quickly concluded that Trump had not violated Twitter's policies. I think we'd have a hard time saying this is incitement, wrote one staffer. It's pretty clear he's saying the American patriots are the ones who voted for him and not the terrorists. We can call them that, right? From Wednesday. Another staffer agreed. Don't see the incitement angle here. And this is a staffer that talked to the January 6th committee. Right here, the same staffer. I am not seeing clear or coded incitement of the tweets, wrote this policy official. I'll respond in the elections channel and say that our team has assessed and found no violations for the Donald Trump tweet. She does just that. As an FYI, safety has assessed the Trump tweet above and determined that there is no violation of our policies at this time. Later, Navarrali, the same person that was just talking here, says that for months I had been begging and anticipating and attempting to raise the reality that if we made no intervention into what I saw occurring, people were going to die. You just said that he had no violations. Now you're playing it up for the garbage January 6th committee. Next, Twitter's safety team decides that Trump's 7:44 a.m. Eastern Time tweet is also not in violation. They are unequivocal. It is clear there's no violation. It's just he's saying he's not attending the inauguration. To understand Twitter's decision to ban Trump, we must consider how Twitter deals with other heads of state and political leaders, including Iran, Nigeria, and Ethiopia. Now, here you have in June of 2018 where the Ayatollah literally tweets something that is an incitement of violence or talking about being eradicated. Twitter did not delete the tweet and did not ban the Ayatollah because, of course, they didn't. In October of 2020, the Malaysian Prime Minister said it was right for Muslims to kill millions of French people. Twitter deleted this tweet for glorifying violence, but he remains on the platform. The tweet below was taken from the Wayback Machine. The president of Nigeria incited violence against several groups. Right here, Twitter deleted the tweet but did not ban him. In October 2021, Ethiopian Prime Minister calls on citizens to take up arms. Twitter allowed the tweet to remain up and did not ban the Prime Minister. Here's another one from India where there was an account and Twitter did not ban them at all for any of this stuff. But Twitter executives did ban Trump, even though key staffers said that Trump had not incited violence, not even in a coded way. Less than 90 minutes after Twitter employees had determined that Trump's tweet were not in violation of Twitter policies, Vijay Gadde, Twitter's head of legal policy and trust, asked whether it could, in fact, be coded incitement to further violence. So now you're trying to justify it as coded language. This is insanity. Vijay Gadde is a terrible human being, a completely horrible human being in every way possible. A few minutes later, Twitter employees on a scaled enforcement team suggest that Trump's tweet may have violated Twitter's glorification of violence policy. If you interpret these phrases, the phrase American patriots to refer to the rioters, you mean the 75 million people that he was talking to? You think that he's coding language? Holy shit. Right here it says it. Team, Scale is asking if we could consider Trump's tweet for government. If we consider American patriots to refer to the rioters, they have a point. From my point of view, Scale has said they understand our position, but they will continue to push the assessment with the leadership. They said that he is the leader of a violent extremist group who is glorifying the group on its recent actions. What? Do you think we should square off the government and the Donald J. Trump assessment, or would it be helpful at this point? I think it could be helpful, maybe have a write-up of what a violation assessment could look like, just in case Scale tips the balance and that becomes the decision. This is wild. Things escalate from there. Members of the team came to view him as the leader of a terrorist group responsible for violence, death, comparable to the Christchurch shooter or Hitler, on a basis of the totality of his tweets. He should be deplatformed. 2 hours later, Twitter executives host a 30-minute all-staff meeting. Jack Dorsey, Vijay Gadde answer staff questions as to why Trump wasn't banned yet, but they made some employees angrier. Multiple tweets, Twitter employees. So tweeps is, I've never even heard that. So let's see where it's here. Okay, so I am not sure who should hear this, but if you look at the conversation in that area, plenty of employees are not responding well to the 30-minute brief. So this is where the employees are getting very angry because they're not getting their way, because they are, again, children that have never worked for anything in their life, pathetic losers, and they're crying about it. I feel people want to feel heard, and having someone with the right purview to reason with that. And yet I'm sure Jack and Vagina are totally saturated. I wonder if we can mobilize people who are on the peripheral of decision making, but not all consumed to engage with internal discussions. Wow. Unbelievable. And here's Joel Roth, who is, again, a disgusting person who's a big fan of the movie Cuties, by the way. Dorsey requests simpler language to explain Trump's suspension. Roth wrote, "God help us. This makes me think he wants to share it publicly." If we get close to the suspension and an analysis of 8chan or Parler is part of the decision, any links to that content will be helpful for us with trusted if possible. I like those services to pay a price here. Yep, noted. Some more discussions there. 1 hour later, Twitter announces Trump's permanent suspension due to the risk of further incitement of violence. Many at Twitter were ecstatic. Look at it. OMG! Exclamation points. Yeah, I mean, this feels like a piece of history. It is. Saw the message. Thank you, everyone, for your impactful work this week, for the discussion and the drafting of these complex assessments. I am very proud of you. To work and learn from you every day. Wishing you a good weekend. These people are fucking pathetic. And congratulatory big props to whoever in trust and safety is sitting there whack-a-moling these Trump accounts. And then someone says Don Jr.'s account needs to be locked too. Wow. This is insanity. By the next day, employees expressed eagerness to tackle medical misinformation. And you see, they take down the guy that they wanted to take down, and they're not happy. Now we have to go silence other people that are saying things that we disagree with. Now we have to silence other people with anything. So it just continues to move. It just continues to evolve. Because with social justice losers, they're never satisfied. There's always a bigger victim. There's always something else. There's always something else to be fake offended over or something else to silence. This is disgusting. Unbelievable. For the longest time, Twitter's stance was that we aren't the arbiter of truth, wrote another employee, which I respected but never gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling. It never gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling that we're not the arbiters of truth. You're not the arbiters of truth. You are not. You never have been, and you never will be. And again, this all comes back. This all comes back full circle right here. Outside the United States, Twitter's decision to ban Trump raised alarms, including with French president, German prime minister, Mexico's president, and it should have. They told the audience he didn't want to live in a democracy where the key decisions were made by private players. I want it to be decided by a law voted by your representatives. Or a regulation governance democratically discussed and approved by democratic leaders. Yeah, I mean, the spokesperson says Twitter's decision to ban Trump from its platform is problematic and added that the freedom of opinion is of elementary significance. Wild stuff, man. So that's kind of where we're at with it. Ultimately, yeah, there's Hunter Biden, things like that. So ultimately, this situation, and Barry Weiss did a fantastic job there. We are at a point where we are at the breaking point. Donald Trump, as Twitter employees said, did nothing wrong. He did not violate policy. So once they established that he did not violate policy, then what happens? Then they decide, okay, well, is there some coded language in there? And that's the tweet that I have up right there. Trump was right. So they decided that it was coded language. That is not, there's no way, shape, or form you can justify that as coded language. None. But this is what happens when you have a severe case of TDS. These people are completely destroyed. Their minds are destroyed. And they really do have a warped sense of reality. And I think Clay Travis said it best years ago, where he said Twitter is like a carnival funhouse with those distorted mirrors and how it distorts reality. That's what Twitter is like, and that's what Twitter employees' vision of the world is, a very distorted reality where they have to be a perpetual victim for the rest of their lives. They can never actually just stand on their own 2 feet and do what they need to do to succeed in life. They have to be the fake victim. Donald Trump is exonerated once again. I don't know if lawsuits are part of this. I have no idea, but the facts remain. He did nothing wrong. This has proven it. Elon Musk is just continuing to do amazing things, and I'm so thankful for him. So I appreciate all of you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.